All right, everyone, welcome. On today's show, we have Epione Kappatos. She is the owner of the Virginian Restaurant in Vienna, Virginia. She and her husband bought the property in 2003, and that business has actually been in operation since 1963, so it's a long time. They primarily serve breakfast and lunch 7 days a week, and as you can all imagine, the restaurant industry and the hospitality industries in general have taken a hit during these times, so we're very glad to have her on the show to discuss her business and just some lessons and other things that she's learned. Along with Epione, we have Michelle Gildea, who is a longtime patron of the Virginian Restaurant and a good friend to Epione as well. And she was actually the one that introduced me to Epione and told me about the situation that's surrounding the restaurant right now regarding, regarding the closures and now trying to get back up and running again. So without further ado, ladies, I want to thank you and welcome both of you to our show. And I'll start with you first, Epione. My first question for you is, what attracted you and your husband to this business in the first place? What made you decide to get into the food business?
Well, thank you for having me. My husband owned the restaurant before, along with his brother in Falls Church, and after they sold it, he took time off for a few years, and then I decided that I wanted to get back into the business. So I persuaded him to look for a new place. So we looked and looked. We were looking for 3 years actually, and then this little diner came up, and my husband knew about it. I had never been there. I didn't know anything. So we gave them a call, we made an offer, and very soon we were the new owners.
Nice.
And that was my first experience working in a restaurant.
So,
We have very much enjoyed it.
so your husband already had experience, but to you it was new at the time in 03 when you guys got it.
Yes, very
Correct.
new. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then this is a great question. What adversity or challenges have you faced in the business? Obviously not counting, what's going on now, but just, starting in a new business for you. Of course, it helped to have your husband, but what are some of the initial challenges or things that you faced as a new business owner or, restaurant owner?
Actually, everything went very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
The business was up and running when we bought it. Some of the employees were there for years and they're still there. So we really were blessed. We just continued what they were doing, and they led the way for us, basically.
Okay.
With the menu, it was just a matter of taking care of the customers. And I met a lot of them. I know a lot of them. I had a good time and good memories in that restaurant.
That leads
Yeah.
That leads me to a follow-up question. Can you tell us some memorable events or times that you've had at the restaurant?
Some memorable events. Well, we had, from time to time, we get a celebrity in. We had CNN stop by for an interview once. We had a road show with, I don't remember, WMAL road show.
Mm-hmm.
Live show. What else we've done? We taped Governor McAuliffe's campaign video there. Mm-hmm. So people look to do events and stuff there. It's an interesting old looking place, like Americana kind of.
Uh-huh.
And people
okay.
Like that.
Nice.
We'll have the BBC live broadcast from there.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The events there too. We have our morning breakfast after Christmas and other family events because the whole family can find something they like. So, and Epione is very accommodating.
And that's what I was just about to get to, Michelle. So what initially drew you to Epione's restaurant, the Virginian?
Well, initially it was that I was looking for a good steak sub, and I found a good steak sub there, but I also found some of my favorite Euro platters and other things there. So it became one of my go-to places for breakfast and lunch eventually. And then we started calling to try to make reservations, although she doesn't take reservations, but if she knows you're coming with a big group, she'll reserve kind of like try to keep some tables all together in one area so that you can sit close by each other at least. And it's been fantastic to do that. The family just loves it.
Can I say something?
Of course.
I have a hard time when I get a phone call, when I see the people at the door. I like to be able to accommodate everyone. I do everything possible to do that. Sometimes I don't succeed, but you know, it depends how busy we are, but I always like to, and I always try to.
Nice. That's probably the Greek in you, the Greek hospitality.
Yes, I don't know. But yeah, I really, the weekends are great. The weekends, I love the weekends. A lot of people, well, obviously now we don't have anything, but I hope that someday it will come back.
Definitely. Definitely. That's the goal here. That's one of the reasons why we're doing this interview, is to highlight small businesses like yours that really need the support of their patrons, especially at a time like, you know, like we're facing now. That leads me to another question. You know, knowing what you know now, just in general about the business, and not necessarily about, you know, the pandemic that's going on now, but just about the business of running a restaurant. Is there anything, if you could start over again, is there anything you would do differently, knowing what you know now as far as the restaurant business? If you could go back to, you know, 03, 04, is there anything you would have kind of done differently, or would you have kept things the same?
No, because I think I would have kept things the same in that restaurant. That in this particular restaurant, everything was set up. Customers were set in their ways. It was nothing much to change. Your best option was to keep everything going and to continue going the way it was, and it has really worked.
Okay, excellent. Michelle, you had mentioned when we had been talking a couple of days ago that there's some initiative that you're kind of helping with related to the Virginian. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What you guys got going on?
Absolutely, Vilen. We're trying to not only get help Epione. I'm trying to help Epione get her curbside up and running, and I have some computer background, so making some flyers. But we're also trying to set up some donations. If you want to make a donation to purchase food that is going to be donated to a group that needs it, like a first responder, people at the hospital, maybe homeless, depends on who seems to be in the most need. It's going to be at our discretion, but the food will definitely be made with the money that's donated and brought somewhere. So it will just be purchase a meal that you want to purchase, or you just send some money and we'll purchase the meal and figure out what they like or what they want. Sometimes things are easier to eat in those than others. Like, you know, maybe stringy spaghetti is not so easy, but maybe a steak sub or a
club sandwich or an omelet.
or something that's you know, something that you can pick up and grab on the run. So we'll figure that out, but we're taking donations in the new world of opening on Friday, right, Epione?
Yes, we're opening this Friday since this is Mother's Day weekend.
Great time. And we're going to have your restaurant's website on the description below the video as well, so people can check out the menu.
Sure.
Of course, find where your restaurant is, and just, I mean, sure they can Google it, but what is the address of your restaurant?
169 Linden Street, Southeast, Vienna.
Vienna, Virginia. Okay, there you go. And it's been, as I mentioned, it's been there since 1963. So
it's right off Maple Avenue.
Yeah.
Mother's Day weekend is usually a very busy weekend for us, but this year, of course, things will be quiet. I hope.
Well, we'll see what happens. We're definitely going to, you know, get this video out there and get as many people as we can to your establishment, and hopefully with each passing week the numbers return to what they once were. So that's the hope. Is there anything else that either of you would like to say before we conclude the interview?
No, I just hope that, you know, someday we'll be able to go back to normal. That's I hope for the near future, and I hope everybody stays healthy and well, and we're all able to pull through this pandemic.
Excellent. Michelle?
My quick note is, if you Google Epione's restaurant, the Virginian Restaurant, because the Virginian takes you to a nursing home, but the Virginian Restaurant is the wonderful place that I love to go for food and coffee, and the coffee's outstanding. I love your coffee. I don't know how you make it, but it's fantastic. So going to be coming down there on Friday for my own meal. Hopefully some of you will also order takeout and make Mother's Day weekend perfect for Epione. She's a great mom too.
Thank you.
Nice, nice. And I have to ask, Epione, do you guys have Greek coffee?
No,
No? Okay.
no, just
Well, that's all right. I'll still be there. I like my coffee regardless, but
it was my husband's favorite, but we never served it at the restaurant.
that's all right. You know, you guys are an American diner first and foremost, so it makes sense. But again, I want to thank both of you for taking the time to do this interview with me today. And as I mentioned, we'll have more information below the video. And you know, anybody interested can, of course, find out more about your restaurant. And again, thank you for your time.
Thanks,
Thanks
Vilen.
for having me.
Thanks for having me too.
Bye-bye.